Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today we're talking about the latest Star Citizen Alpha 4.2.0 EVOCATI build. A load of new stuff in there, so yeah, we'll be jumping in with all of the patch notes for that. And also, we've got the Anvil Day about to start for the Expo, and that means that the Anvil Asgard will turn up. But also, there's a load of Idrises being sold again in some waves because they had some problems with some of the waves going early or breaking, so they've put up another few waves. Let's start with this 4.2.0 EVOCATI patch that was put up on the evening of the 22nd of May. This build includes further ASD, Associated Science and Development testing, with the first two parts of our new sandbox activity starting at the Faro data center and moving on to new locations from there. So this build is focusing on stability and bug fixes. It's an EVOCATI build after all. The ASD areas, so you've got a data center on Pyro 4 and a research facility on Pyro 1. This is sandbox activities parts 1 and 2. There's also radiation, which is very hazardous to your health, and the Sterling exploration suit, which protects you from said radiation. There's a load of things listed as not ready for testing or feedback as well. So these things either need more tweaks before they're ready for testing, haven't been put in fully yet, or CIG know there are issues with them, but basically they might be in at the moment, but they don't want feedback on them, or they might only be partially implemented or whatever, or be turned on a little bit later. So this includes improved kiosk interactions, dynamic rain, Volt laser shotgun, the Prism, new Wicklow ship additions, new hairstyles, the Argo ATLS ICT, and Redacted. Assumedly, that's the new creatures. So, new features and updates. Let's start with ships and vehicles that have been updated here. So there's a shield regen update. Updates to shields to reserve buffers per face instead of as one pool. Currently, the reserve pool stores all shield health in one pool, then distributes evenly back again. This can lead to easy distribution of health between faces again, e.g. if one face of 4 is fully down, then the reserve pool will store 3/4 the health, then distribute it evenly to all faces again. With this update, shields will now store each face separately in the reserve pool to avoid this redistribution. So this won't affect ships that are bubble shields, as it were, single face, but each reserve face now stores a percentage of the current face's health and regen up to a percentage of the max face health. When going from faces to reserve, regen won't start the reserve until the face is fully empty. When going from reserve to faces, it'll ignore regen delay from the regen coming from the pool and still get the delay from normal regen. So it's currently ignored for both. I did see CIG posting out that they've also fixed a nav mode shield exploit, which might partly be tied into all of that. So I think this is going to be also heralding a big change to shield generator stats, because we know that they're planning to have shield generators and shield emitters as separate things, and a wide range of choices for shield generators. So yeah, if they sort of rejig the stats because they're sort of having engineering turn up soon, that kind of makes sense. I need to play with that a bit to actually get my head around it properly and tangibly what it means for in-game combat. The Misk Star Lancer attack. The weapon and turret ammo count got buffed. Side turret max speeds were reduced with added acceleration and deacceleration times. There are moderate max speed increases for SEM nav and boost for the Star Lancer series. They've also updated ship UI messaging in general to reflect the average distortion of power plants as a percentage. Now, why is this important? Well, because there appears to be dynamic weather as part of that 4.0.2 patch. You could get struck by lightning, for example, and that could be quite a large amount of distortion damage. Remember, this is space lightning in a computer game. It might not be lightning like we have on Earth, so you can't fob me off with a Faraday cage effect. Some other interesting changes. They've made the Singe cannons bespoke to the Banu Defender. So that'll be interesting. I suspect this might happen with a load of the Banu weaponry and potentially some of the Xi'an weaponry, where they go, actually, these weapons and Vandal and all that sort of stuff, where they go, these weapons are supposed to be used on these particular slots or these particular ships. Let's make them more bespoke. Let's make them when actually you need alien mounts for those sort of weapons. I'm quite happy with that, as long as it's not too egregious. So they've slightly increased the Anvil, Valkyrie, and Asgard max ammo capacity. Impressive seeing the Asgard isn't in-game properly yet, but it will be later today, admittedly. They've increased the Anvil Centurion max turret ammunition. They've slightly restricted the Polaris turret gimbal movement to avoid them clipping through the ship. Some other weapons, items, and FPS updates. They've adjusted the Volt weapons series modifiers to improve hipfire and recoil feel. They've updated all the environment suit tolerances to around minus 150C to 175C. They've added multiple new hairstyles. I believe it's an additional 4 in this patch. There's mission and location updates as well. They've updated Bounty Hunter Guild missions to use rebalanced encounters from Patrol Missions V1. So we know that the Patrol missions basically allowed for ace pilots to turn up. There were multiple things that could happen when you got to a patrol area, so expect them to have different ranges of ships that will be there in new locations with a range of loadouts. There are further ASD data center location additions with new structures and turrets. They've temporarily disabled rain on Pyro 3 and 4 and added dynamic rain to Hurston, so they're sort of testing this out. They're moving it around and seeing how it all works and what it does to the servers. There's been a improvement polish pass for rain and lightning and just general weather. This covers VFX, lighting, impact, and audio. Ripple, puddle, and wetness graphical effect improvements have been made. Awesome. And they've removed the ability to disable clouds manually via attributes.xml. So really interesting stuff there. It is a big push for sort of dynamic weather. I am interested to see where the shield changes and item changes for ships and all that sort of stuff will shake out when they've got 4.2.0 sort of more locked down. Once CIG fiddle around with more of those stats and the shield regen and stuff like that, we'll talk about how that actually tangibly works in a more simple way, because we could delve into it and look at it now, but I think that would be counterproductive, seeing it might heavily change in the next few days and once it gets out of EVOCATI, and we don't necessarily have a load of context for other changes that may turn up. So yeah, we are expecting a load of new animals to turn up as part of this patch as well. Maybe the Apex Valakar, the big ones, but maybe not. Maybe it's just the adult ones and they're sort of building towards giant sandworm raids in a patch in July or whatever. I'm very interested to know your thoughts on 4.2.0 as it stands at the moment. Are you looking forward to the Atlas Combat mechs? Are you looking forward to them? I don't like their name. I wanted them to be called Prometheus or something like that. I'm hoping as well that CIG allow us to earn them in game at the same time they sell them with 4.2. It sounds like they're actually an integral part of 4.2's gameplay in some ways. It's also sort of rumored that and you know, kind of teased that Wicklow will have them available or have new versions or different versions available of those Atlas combat suits at the same time. So yeah, I'm hoping I can buy them and earn them in game, or they're available in game in some way at the same time as they are sort of made drivable, flyable, or whatever. For me, that needs to be true of anything that provides new gameplay as part of an event or whatever, right? Goes, oh, it's new gameplay. Try not to gate that, because I think that's a little bit scummy in my opinion, but I'm okay with them doing it in general for new ships and vehicles or whatever, making them exclusive for 3 months or so, or even a month or whatever they decide. I'm okay with that. They've got to monetize the game. That sort of makes sense, or at least I've come to terms with that. Talking about CIG making money, there is some additional Idris Waves going on sale. So starting Friday, May 23rd, so later today at 4 p.m. UTC, CIG are selling a load more Idrises. I don't actually know how many more they are, but they're selling them in 4-hour slots. So, 4-hour waves. So wave 1, 4 p.m. UTC, then wave 2, 8 p.m., then midnight, then 4 a.m., then 8 a.m., then midday for wave 6, which ends effectively on the 24th of May. Then they said they're also extending availability into Monday, May 26th. So this will be the standard 3-wave cadence rather than 6-wave, and that's going to be beginning on Monday, the 26th of May at 4 p.m. UTC, then midnight and then 8 a.m., which again is May 27th. CIG did also say there have been improvements made alongside additional tracking to allow the back-end team to more closely monitor sales of ships and waves and stuff like that. So this was more focused on what's happening with Idris Waves, how many are going to be sold, are the sort of sales stuff fixed. To set expectations, the quantity of pilots who want to pick up an Idris greatly exceeds the amount available. I mentioned elsewhere, but with how much the community has grown, picking up a limited ship can be a frustrating experience. We're actively talking through different options, but that will take some time. So artificial scarcity and this manufactured scarcity is part of CIG's monetization model for a bit of FOMO and hype around this sort of stuff, but it's also to make these limited hulls. So they are just restricting the amount that are available in verse because, yeah, they want a load of them available in verse eventually when you're able to sort of build them and that sort of stuff as part of the economy over a long period of time. But they also want them to be able to be lost, so there's not just everyone has an Idris eventually. Anyway, that's my updates on Star Citizen today. I'm really interested to know, are you playing in 4.2.0 at the moment? What are you thinking of that? When do you think that's going to go to wider PTU? Have you bought yourself an Idris or a capital ship? Are you hoping to get an Idris in one of these waves? If you could get one easily with store credit, would you pick up an Idris? Whatever your thoughts or questions, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Also, for example, I would like to see a queue-based system for the Idrises where it goes, cool, you got your chance to buy an Idris because you were in the queue, whatever. Bam, you put it in your basket. Then you can melt ships and stuff if you want to. I like queuing. I like knowing that this particular time I have the chance to do something, not have to rapidly hit F5 and what I could look like at the very least bots buying a load of stuff. I don't want that situation where I'm thinking, I think bots bought everything, because it could just be they're hugely popular and there's only a limited amount of quantity for stuff. But yeah, sometimes stuff feels a bit dodgy. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comments below. Something else that you might want to do that's not dodgy at all. NordVPN. Go to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer or use the links below to get a big discount on NordVPN, which will give you better accessibility, security, and I was going to say shareability, the privacy on the internet. It's the opposite of shareability. Also, Tobii eye trackers, they're on sale for Fleet Week until June 5th, so check them out as well. Links down below. May is about fleets, lots of dogfighting, flying with friends, and once again we've partnered with the Lunar Wolves, a Star Citizen organisation looking for recruits. Maybe you might be an appropriate fit. You can check the recruitment page for them down below. But we're giving away a fleet of ships. Commenting on any of my videos during the month of May gets lots of different lucky winners the chance to win a Constellation Andromeda, a F7C Super Hornet Mark II, a Redeemer, and a Cutlass Black. Each winner will win one of those, courtesy of the Lunar Wolves. But wait, there is more. The Lunar Wolves are also giving away an RSI Polaris with lifetime insurance to one of their new recruits. Winners of that particular ship will be selected randomly from eligible org signups, but the rest of those ships, they're given away on my channel entirely, so you just need to comment on any of my videos to be in for a chance of winning. Lunar Wolves welcome all who share their passion for adventure and love of Star Citizen, and you can find out more about them on the lunarwolves.org webpage as well. If you would like to further support the channel, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that sort of good stuff. We've got join buttons under videos that help support the channel as well. You get some exclusive videos that are going out now. They've got Patreon, which basically does the same. We make daily Star Citizen content here, and that's partly due to the people that go the extra mile and help out the channel. I hope you have a fantastic May, a fantastic Fleet Week, and a great Star Citizen Alpha 4.1.1 experience.